Come on now, fellas! We've got to answer the bell. Now let's go!
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into Main Street Sports today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chris Yow and Mo Patton here with you, coming to you live from the Lee Company studio on this Top 5 Tuesday edition. Glad to have you guys with us, and what a fantastic Tuesday it has turned out to be so far. Mo, how are things today?
They're going well. Working on some news here, and
The iffy whiffy got him, Justin.
about it. But yeah, it's a good day.
All right.
We got some good news in an email about 5 minutes ago as well. As I was telling you and Justin, y'all didn't acknowledge me when I said it, but check your emails when you get a chance.
We probably didn't acknowledge you because we didn't hear it.
Yeah. Well,
The iffy whiffy strikes again.
yeah, well, getting off to a flying start. And
Aren't we?
you can't have iffy whiffy all show if you don't start at the beginning, right?
There you go. That's I mean, I don't know what you want from us.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, we've got Chip Walters who's going to join us as he does each and every Tuesday, except when it's not Tuesday. But we've got a ton of topics to get to, Mo. And when I say a ton, I mean a ton. Like, we've got 2 top stories. We've got like 4 stories involving baseball. We've got 2 or 3 different things that, we can talk about in college football. Of course, we're going to get into top 5. And with the royal coronation over the weekend, I thought, we do a lot with TV and movies on this show. Why not top 5 fictional royalty? So that should be fun. Be interested to see where some of us go. Justin's going to be probably a little more recent memory than you and I, but I'll be interested to see what kind of nostalgia you and I can pick out, Mo. It should be fun. So all of that and much, much more coming your way here on Main Street Sports today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. As the seasons wind down for baseball, softball, boys soccer, and more, as well as college baseball and softball teams across our area in Middle Tennessee, the rundown gets shorter. And so sometimes we have to fill it with some other things. And we haven't started doing that yet. But if you randomly, hear some, some goofy scheduling, it's not, it's nothing more than, look, we just want you to be aware that there are some weird things out there. So if Major League Lacrosse comes up on this show, don't be surprised. But right now we do have a pretty good rundown. So let's get to it, Mo. Here we go.
Here's the rundown.
Baseball scores from Monday at the high school level. Beach defeated Station Camp 5-2. It was Station Camp defeating Gallatin 9-3. Independence with an 8-2 victory over Columbia Central. And Zion Christian shut out Clarksville Christian 5-0. In softball action, Stewart's Creek blanked Antioch 18-0. Cane Ridge shut out Laverne 12-0. It was Henry County 24, Kenwood nothing. Loretto with a 6-2 win over Giles County, and Summertown defeated Mount Pleasant 17-6. Boys soccer action on Monday. Fayetteville blanked Culleoka 3-0. It was Overton 3, Hunters Lane nothing. Merrill Hyde with a 4-1 win over Lead Academy, and Greenbrier defeated White House 4-2. College softball, the junior college tournament up at Volunteer State. The Lady Pioneers with a 12-2 win over Motlow, and and in baseball action earlier today, Dyersburg with a 4-2 win over Columbia State. Major League Baseball yesterday, Milwaukee with a 9-3 win over the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the St. Louis Cardinals, as they try to figure out what to do with Wilson Contreras, got a 3-1 win over the visiting Chicago Cubs.
Well, he got a hit in that win, and apparently welcomed a lot of boos from Chicago fans. So there's that. Softball action today, this afternoon. Hendersonville is at Beach at 3. Also at 3, Blackman takes on Rockville. It's Columbia Central and Independence at 5 tonight, and then that Blackman-Rockville loser will take on Riverdale at 5, and the winner will have Siegel at 7. Brentwood also has John Overton at 7 o'clock. Boys soccer action this evening. Antioch takes on John Overton at 4. It's Stewart's Creek or Siegel taking on Rockville at 6. Mount Juliet. Is that Mount Juliet or Lebanon, I assume? Or do they have one team? I can't imagine those two schools have one team.
No, I can't. Yeah. That's got to be either or.
It's got to be either or. Either Mount Juliet or Lebanon will take on Laverne at 7. Loretto has Scotts Hill at 7, and Riverdale or Oakland will have Blackman at 8. College baseball action tonight. Vanderbilt travels up to Louisville. It's a 5 p.m. first pitch on ESPNU. Austin P is in Knoxville at Lindsey Nelson Stadium at 5:30 on the SEC Network, taking on the Vols. And Lipscomb is at Belmont. That game started about an hour ago over at Rose Park. So if you were planning on going, you're late. More junior college action today. Vol State is hosting the TCCAA tournament. They'll take on the Salukis of Southwest Tennessee State at 4:30 this afternoon. Major League Baseball tonight. Mets at Reds at 5:40. Red Sox at Braves at 6:20. Dodgers at Brewers 6:40. Also at 6:40 is Cardinals and Cubs. And Gwinnett is in Nashville for a 6:35 first pitch against the Sounds. And that is your rundown.
Gwinnett without Travis Darno, by the way.
Is he up?
Yes.
All right.
Went up yesterday, or was activated yesterday. Chadwick Trump was sent down. That among other moves that we'll discuss later in the show, I guess. But don't go to First Horizon looking for Darno. He won't be there. That's all I'm saying.
Hopefully Thursday we'll see Michael Soroka if we're lucky.
I would not be opposed.
First, before we get into the top story that I had initially, about an hour and a half ago, it was reported that longtime Louisville head basketball coach Denny Crum passed away at the age of, you said 87, Mo?
86.
86.
Yeah.
86 years old, two-time national champion, 6-time Final Four participant, and longtime nemesis of the Memphis Tigers, or Memphis State, really.
Yes, Memphis State, without question. Yeah, in fact, I mean, I'm sure you follow John Varlas of the Daily Memphian, who is a Memphis native, and longtime Memphis/Memphis State basketball follower, and he's got a tweet that
Lays out all the things.
well, he apparently among the things in that rivalry, lots of great Memphis Louisville memories. The game where the Tigers started out on a 24-0 run at Freedom Hall. The time Tony Madlock flushed one out of nowhere over LeBradford Smith. The game where a fan threw a knife at referee John Clockerty.
And you asked a question that
I think I asked a very valid question, actually.
open
or closed?
and has not been answered to this point.
Has not. Open or closed?
I would hope that it was. If it was open, I hope he didn't close it. That's all I'm saying.
Because that would have been bad luck.
That would have been bad luck. And, if you're already getting knives thrown at you, you don't need any more bad luck.
No. You need to hand it back just like you got it. That's right. Yeah. As I'm reading this ESPN article on Denny Crum's passing today, I guess I just never realized he spent 30 years at Louisville. That was his only head coaching role. He came off of John Wooden's staff out at UCLA. Louisville hired him as their head coach, and that was the only place he coached.
Well, if you go to 6 Final Fours and win a couple championships, you can usually do that.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. You can stay in one place. It's just kind of you just don't see that today by any stretch of the imagination.
No, not at all.
I mean, and I mean, Louisville under Coach Crum went from the Missouri Valley to the Metro to Conference USA, and you remember all those different iterations that of leagues that they were in. 15 regular season conference championships over those 30 seasons in both the Metro and Conference USA. Louisville went to 23 NCAA tournaments in his 30 years. But I got to tell you, as an MTSU graduate, there's one that they didn't go to that really sticks out in my mind because in 1987, they did not get an at-large, and my Blue Raiders did. And he called Bruce Stewart, the late Bruce Stewart, and the Blue Raiders out by name as he was voicing his displeasure of not getting in, and Middle Tennessee State did. I mean, it was disgusting. But
he was disgusted for sure.
He was disgusted big time with that. But the home and home that Bruce Stewart offered him in the aftermath somehow never happened.
And the thing is, Crum replaced John Dromo, who had, served as head coach for about 4 years and then had a heart attack and retired with a 68-23 record. So who knows what happens? I mean, that's a guy who could have been at Louisville, a lot longer.
Could have been Denny Crum.
Could have been Denny Crum.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? So, it's interesting, and you wonder where Denny Crum may have ended up if not for those type of circumstances. And he was then replaced by Rick Pitino in 2001.
Didn't
that was, I guess,
time.
That was right after Pitino came back from Boston, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
So.
In 93, Crum became the second fastest college basketball coach to win 500 games, finished up 675 and 295 when he retired in 2001. 1994 inductee into the Basketball Hall of Fame. And, aside from that little MTSU episode, I really enjoyed those Louisville teams. And if you enjoy college basketball, you really had to like watching them play.
Yeah. That was a good time for college basketball.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I
mean that 86 championship with Never Nervous Purvis.
It is you go back and just coaches from my childhood that I remember. Denny Crum is a name that probably sticks out more than anybody's.
Yeah.
So
Well, they were always on the big stage. It felt like.
Well, and then obviously with them, and I'm not sure if UAB had much to do with it, but I know they were. He was, I think he was out before UAB got to Conference USA. Maybe not. I think they were 98. So would have been the last couple of years.
Yeah, it would have been toward the end for sure.
So anyway, our thoughts are with the Louisville family today and Denny Crum's family as well. Yesterday, Mo, we talked with Matt Brown of Extra Points, and this is ironic because today, 1 year ago today, Matt Brown was on the show.
Yeah, I saw that in my
in our memories.
In my Facebook memories, yeah.
I was like, oh, well, we just missed it by a day. I didn't know. But we talked with him about baseball, college baseball, and gambling. Well, he alluded to the Iowa situation, but I didn't know a whole lot about it, Mo, until today, where 3 Iowa players were actually suspended in the last week as investigations are underway, and Iowa State has also informed some folks that they are under investigation. So I don't know what's going on in Iowa, but I guess if you can't watch Major League Baseball because you're blacked out,
you might as well bet on college baseball, right?
You got to bet on college baseball. This is wild.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I don't know what the deal is here. They've got 26 student athletes at Iowa who are involved across multiple sports, and the school is cooperating.
It's pretty crazy. It really is. I mean, college baseball betting. Who knew that was a thing?
Not I. And of course, this at Iowa, it goes into football, men's basketball, men's track and field, and men's wrestling.
Now you're messing with royalty there with men's wrestling
at Iowa specifically.
At Iowa. Yeah,
what are you doing?
Yeah.
And apparently, one full-time employee of the Department of Athletics.
Oh,
yes. This is insane because it's both Iowa schools. Like, that's what's most concerning to me is like Iowa City, Ames, doesn't matter. We all cheating out here.
Goodness gracious.
I mean, clearly
the Iowa mafia runs deep, apparently. I mean,
yeah. Clearly Kirk Ferentz was betting on the under every week. That's what it was.
Well, I would hope he was. I hope he wasn't taking the over.
No. And I remember at some point that there was like there was a story out there about how many games in a row they had hit the under. And now
somebody didn't realize just how close they were to a Pulitzer.
Yeah, right. Speaking of, congrats to
I set you up.
Old girl at Mississippi. Is it Mississippi Today or? Yeah, I think the girl who broke the Brett Favre story. Wolf.
Well, I know a publication down your way
had a couple
won something as well. Yeah.
War on Dumb, Kyle Whitmire and John Archibald. Whitmire for editorial work and Crazy Story, which is literally the next town over from where I'm from, Brookside, Alabama, was the subject of a massive story that John Archibald was able to get out there about the police department, and congrats to him for breaking that. Anna Wolf is her name. Anna won a Pulitzer for local reporting for breaking that Brett Favre story. So yeah, I mean you'd have to be. You're probably kicking yourself too if you're out there and you're going, why didn't I just look a little further? So man, it's this is a quote from the director of gaming from the Iowa State Commission. The commission takes the integrity of gaming in the state seriously and is continuing to monitor the situation. Will provide any additional information when able. So basically, they're in the middle of this thing. They're, it's not a we're aware, we're investigating. Like, hey, this is a thing, and I'm really curious to see how this turns out, because it might be the end of college baseball betting, at least.
How do you take a sport off the board as far as that goes? I don't quite know how that works.
Well, apparently you can't bet on it at all in Chicago anyway. That's what Matt said.
Yeah.
So I guess,
but who makes that decision? I mean, that's not something that the
NCAA gotta be each
can.
State's gaming. Yeah, it's got to be each state's gaming commission.
Yeah.
But with this, I mean, I don't know why you would with this in Alabama. I don't know why you'd put yourself in that position. I think I would just suspend all college baseball betting from here on out at this point. If I'm a gaming commission representative, that's what I'm doing.
Well, I just don't know if I would bet on it.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, they're probably going to end up getting a lot less money coming on it, because if you're not the one, you're not betting on your knowledge. You're betting on whether or not the person that that got to the dude was on your side or the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's nothing you can base it on. It's pure luck at that point. There's no skill to it.
Definitely an intriguing situation.
Let me tell you what the last thing I thought we'd ever talk about on this show was, man.
College baseball betting.
On the list of things that we would talk about on this show, this is
rock bottom.
The very bottom. Like, I mean, this is below underwater basket weaving. I mean, I never thought that was going to be an issue. But
and why
here
would
we
you?
are. Exactly. And I guess that's why people thought that they could get away with it in college baseball.
Who's going to know?
Who's going to know? Well, everybody at this point.
Apparently.
I hate it for you. Yeah. Bad news. Everybody.
Sorry.
Anyway, let's take a break. When we come back, let's talk a little Braves. We've got some other Major League Baseball news to get into as well. Bad news on deck for the Braves. We'll tell you what that is on the other side of Main Street Sports Day, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Stick around. We're back to the Lee Company studio right after this. Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net. Custom Stone Handlers supplies over 600 distributors and suppliers with quality stone products. Along with River Stone, we produce and distribute over 100 building, landscape, and other bulk products. Our goal is to provide quality products, service, and partnerships to ensure our customers' success. We firmly believe that the measure of any person or company is how they treat other people and customers. Give them a call at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Attention Tennessee homeowners, we want to buy your house. Hi, we are Real Property Solutions, a local real estate investing group. We pay cash for all types of property, so you walk away with more money in your pocket because we eliminate any fees, closing costs, and commissions. Now the best part, we can buy your house as is, meaning you don't have to do a thing to your property. You get to take what you want, leave what you don't, and don't even worry about cleaning. We close on your timeline, whether that's 7 days or 70 days. Interested in selling? Just give us a call and we'll come out to your property and quote you a cash offer within 24 hours. Please call 615-527-8750. That's 615-527-8750.
May 9th, 2013, Brian McCann goes 3 for 5 with a homer and 3 RBIs, and Craig Kimbrell pitches a scoreless ninth as the Braves win 6-3 at San Francisco. It marked McCann's third game back from a shoulder injury and gave Kimbrell his 100th career save. That was this day in Braves history.
And that was before McCann went to Houston. It just seems like yesterday. And instead it was a lifetime ago, Mo.
Couple of lifetimes.
10 years. 10 years.
10.
It's been 10 years.
Where'd they go?
Goodness gracious.
10 years. I
That's
don't know.
Nuts. You know, I actually asked Sarah the other day. I asked her if, because she was actually with her ex for like 5 years and we've been together for 6 now. And I said, does it feel like you and I have been together as long as you were with him? She was like, no, it doesn't. And I said, to me, it doesn't feel like I've been with you as long as I wasn't with you. And it's so wild to me how the last 6 years feel like they have gone by in a blur.
There's been a lot going on.
I mean, it's so, at least I'm not alone in thinking that. When I asked her that, I was like, I just want to make sure I'm not crazy.
No, there's been a lot going on. I mean, when you talk about 6 years, you're going back to 17, and I don't know about you.
Man, this iffy whiffy is going to get on my nerves.
Crazy timing.
I know. I don't know about you, and then nothing.
I've been through a lot of changes in 6 years. There.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing is we all have. I mean, I don't feel like I've been in Middle Tennessee that long. And I guess 6 years relatively isn't a long time, but it's just as long as I've been in this business, full time.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that's just nuts. So anyway, back to the Braves. Today, the Braves placed ace Max Fried on the injured list, retroactive to May 6th on the 15-day IL. But that's not – it ain't going to be 15 days, unfortunately.
No, it doesn't seem like.
Seems like it's going to be a much, much longer process. And a lot of speculation out there as to what's causing some of these injuries, particularly folks pointing at the pitch clock. And I don't know. I mean, I guess it probably has something to do with it, but I don't think that that's the driving force behind these issues. I just don't. And maybe it is, but that's just my personal opinion. I don't think that that the pitch clock is causing a bunch of injuries.
I don't know what the basis. I don't know what the basis is for that, and we might have to try to reach out and find somebody to talk to that.
Having to work faster is causing more fatigue, maybe.
Mm, I don't know.
I don't know either. So, but
It
that's
might just be one of those things. Here's my question though. If Freed is having a forearm strain issue, which is something that most baseball people will tell you certainly can be a precursor to the
hmm.
Did you lose me again in mid
Yeah,
question?
and I know I'm not sure what your question was, but yes, you're saying why is he not having to? Why are they not considering Tommy John if it's a
No,
forearm?
no, 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 no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, how if this is something that can lead to Tommy John, or kind of tips you to that being a possibility, how does that affect his free agency? His contract is up at the
Ooh.
end of 24, right?
Yeah, and I think that's a really good question because he's already
I
had one
mean,
Tommy John.
if I'm Max Freed, I might be trying to get.
Yeah, I think if you're Max Freed, your goal is to be abundantly cautious and to make sure that you have the ability to save yourself. You don't want to be trying to negotiate a contract coming off of Tommy John, although the Braves seem to be the team that you'd want to do that with if you're gonna. Yeah, I think this is an abundance of caution. I think they want to make sure that he is good to go for the stretch run. I think the Braves they feel like they've got three top of the rotation starters in Morton, Elder, and Strider, and probably feel like they're going to get Michael Soroka back in the next 3 to 4 weeks. And he's still not worked more than 4 innings, so I'm curious about that. But you've got Schuster, you've got Dodd. Those are two guys who have been up. They've not pitched great, but I feel like, perhaps a little bit more time at the big league level gives them something extra. One of the big issues with Michael Soroka right now is that, you know, his the batting average of balls put in play against him is over 400, which means that, 40% of the time balls hit are getting down. And that's not necessarily going to happen when you've got Hilliard, Harris, Acuna, you know, that type of defense behind you.
Mhm.
That might get down, a gapper might get down in AAA that wouldn't get down at the major league level. And then you've got scouting reports. Major league level scouting reports are a lot different than minor league level scouting reports because there's just more data. And so I think Soroka, a lot of folks pointing at his 5.63 ERA. I wouldn't worry too much about that. I just wouldn't.
I don't think performance is your concern with Michael Soroka. I
No,
don't think
it's
performance should be your concern with Michael Soroka. I think health
health
is
is.
your concern with Michael Soroka, and if he's healthy, you feel like everything else is going to fall into place.
That's what so I mean, you have five pitchers. You can certainly go to five pitchers. You've got them. Now, I don't know how comfortable you feel about Schuster and Dodd. Probably don't feel very comfortable, and for good reason. I mean, they've not shown, you know, that they are elite level, but I mean, they're 4 and 5 starters. And if they can just eat the innings and give you an opportunity to win with this offense, you feel pretty good. So that's where the Braves are right now. And it's a struggle, obviously, but you know, the positive is they've built a pretty solid cushion right now. And if they are able to get Freed back, you know, in about a month or two, then you feel probably pretty good about your chances going into the dog days and into September with the NL East on the line.
Well, and you've got arrested Max Fried. Excuse
You've
me.
got arrested Max Fried. There you go.
You know, sort of like we talked about Derrick Henry a couple of years ago when he missed the middle of the season with that foot.
Still think they should have played him in week 17.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, but I mean, you've got a guy who's been on the shelf for 6 weeks in the middle of the season or 8 weeks or whatever it turns out to be. If he comes back healthy, could be a blessing in disguise.
Sure. So, as we look ahead to the Red Sox series, Braves Red Sox tonight, 6:20.
6:20.
And this is a Red Sox team's been playing pretty well. Don't overlook. Yeah, don't overlook this Red Sox team led by the former is he not playing? Is he hurt?
Who is that?
Adam Duvall.
The outfielder.
Adam Duvall.
Yes. I think he is hurt, actually.
Well, I don't see him in that lineup, so I guess he must be. Well, alrighty then.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Because I would have 100% expected him to hit some grand slam or something.
No, he's not going to hit a grand slam and won't hit one anytime soon. He's got a wrist issue again and has been transferred to the 60-day IL.
Man, I hate that for him.
So he's out until early June, apparently. 455 with 4 home runs in 8 games before fracturing his left wrist.
Yeah.
Will not require surgery.
I see it now. Okay. Well, that being said, Braves are pretty heavy favorites in this one, which is a little surprising to me.
Hey, let's not talk about baseball betting.
Baseball betting. And why is it that we always play Boston in 2-game series? Like, it seems like every time we play this team, it's a 2-game series.
I don't know. I hate it.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
Because you can't win a series unless you sweep. And it's really a sweep. It's just 2 games.
Yeah.
So dumb. Anyway, the Braves currently have a winning record at home, which has not been the easiest thing to do. Boston not great on the road, so we'll see how that plays out. Rafael Devers is killing it. He's got 9 doubles and 11 home runs. Yeah. Dude is absent. And then Masataka Yoshida has 16 for 40 with 4 doubles and 3 homers just in his last 10 games.
Ooh.
So,
okay.
Watch out for those 2 guys.
Ozuna batting 7th at the DH spot tonight.
And I'm interested about that because, he did have he had a couple of good games. Obviously, that first game back with back in Atlanta against the Orioles, but did not hit so well, at least on Sunday. So I'm curious to see how long that lasts and why call up Travis d'Arnaud if you weren't going to play him.
That is a good question. Well, and also, if you're going to play him, where are you going to play him?
Well, I guess they probably called him up so he wouldn't have to travel from Nashville to here. But if you weren't going to play him, don't call him up. Just tell him to stay at the house. Unless you want to use him as a pinch hitter late in the game, I guess. He is an option.
Yeah, I mean, they put him on the roster for a reason.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised at some point if d'Arnaud doesn't make his way into the roster at some place.
Yeah.
But boy, have you seen this lineup? This Braves lineup is just
tonight. Yeah.
Just look at the Acuna's got 21 RBIs. Olsen with 27, Murphy with 28, Ozzy's got 26. This team is just hitting the heck out of the baseball.
For the
and
most
doing
part.
it with RISP.
Thank you, Chip.
I like RISP. You have to hit the ball with runners in scoring position, and you got guys who are hitting 246 with 27 RBIs. Well, why is that? Because Acuna is hitting 338 and getting on in front of Olsen.
Right.
And Orlando Arcia, by the way, hitting 327 on the year. He just sticks around like a rusty fish hook, just hanging in.
Yeah, this lineup, this as they're constructed for tonight. I mean, there's not a lot of outs in that lineup, and most of them are in the 7 spot. But he's proven himself to be dangerous as well. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I would hate to see the Braves Red Sox record over the last few years. I don't think it's very good in favor of the Braves, except for that 2020 series where Duvall and Ozuna hit like 70 home runs
between
in one series.
Yeah.
That's the last time I feel like we really dominated this team that's not been very good over the last few years. So
yeah, they've struggled with this team a little more than you would have expected for the success that they've had overall.
Yeah, but on both sides, the success on our side and the lack of success on theirs,
right?
And yet the Braves still struggle with beating them. So looking forward to this series or this couple of games with Boston. It's always fun though. I mean, it's Boston, so it's obviously with the history and that thing, that sort of thing. It's important, and I like that which I guess playing everybody now, but over the last few years playing them, I think made sense.
Yeah.
Mo, before we get into one other major topic I wanted to talk about, did you see the Toronto Blue Jays' new facilities? These things, they have got turf in their bullpen. All right. And a nice seating space underneath the wall so that, the bullpen folks can hang out, watch the game sort of thing. But they also have a family area for their players' families. Look at that. I mean, how cool is that? It's a weight room. They've got, it's just, to me, it's super cool. So the spouses lounge that you see there in the barbershop, are you kidding me? The family player area has infant feeding and nap rooms. And anyone who has an infant knows how important those nap rooms can be. A 2-story tree house, a TV area for older kids. I mean, this tree house has got everything that you could ask for. Slides and swings and climbing stuff. And this is absolutely nuts. Seriously, it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I mean, I love the fact that the Braves have an ice cream machine and whatnot, but that's cool. So Toronto clearly, in it for the long haul. And I think that's important.
Don't underestimate ice cream machines, though.
No, not at all.
Or heated towels.
Both of those things are important, especially if you can get a nice ice cream cone after you get out of the shower with your heated towel.
There you go.
Kind of cool down a little bit. That's a good day. That's a good day. Oh, are the A's having trouble already in Vegas?
Sounds like. and they're not even there yet.
Apparently,
you know who's not bothered by it? Mark Davis.
Nope. A backup option has been put into place in Southern Nevada. If they're unable to secure the tax deferment package on that 49-acre site west of the Strip. Sources connected to the A's and close to the negotiation said Monday the A's are still focused on acquiring the former Wild West casino site bordered by Tropicana Avenue and Dean Martin Drive. Tropicana Avenue, that's not fortuitous sign at all. And for the 35,000 seat retractable roof stadium and surrounding entertainment districts. So the A's allegedly rejected a deal that would have given them the Rio Hotel and Casino site, which offered 22 acres of the 90
acres of the resort's 90-acre site for just $1.
$1. And they said, no, thank you. Thanks, but no thanks.
Well,
I mean, heck, the USFL from
you
the 80s
still got
could
some of
even
that $1
afford that.
land.
I mean, the USFL of the 80s could afford that land.
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah, they can afford it with money left over. Yeah.
That's insane. I don't know how somebody offers you 22 acres for $1 and you say
and
no,
you
thank
don't.
you.
No, I'm good. Thanks.
Absolutely insane. You know what? They deserve to. They deserve it. I hope Rio Hotel and Casino comes back and is like, yeah, well, the price is doubled. That would be hilarious. Now it's $2.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be fun. Yeah, all right, let's take a quick break. We need to talk a little college football on the other side of this. Of course, Chip Walter still to come. You see him there on your screen, and Top 5 Tuesday as well. So stick around here on Main Street Sports Day, presented by Mid Tennessee Bar and Enjoy it. Back to the Lee Company studio in just a minute.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think about calling for a ride. Nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that can happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
There is nothing better than drinking an ice-cold beverage while taking in a Nashville Sounds baseball game. Hi, I'm Stephanie Miller with Mornings on Main Street. The Nashville Sounds and Main Street Media Television have teamed up to promote Sunday Family Fun Day here at First Horizon Park each Sunday home game. Just go to your favorite Main Street Media website and click on Sounds Main Street Media Day banner to register to win free tickets. And then we'll see you here at the ballpark.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd, the goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Experience Predators hockey all season long. Visit NashvillePredators.com/season tickets and join the Loyal Legion today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets, and we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
Walmart Supply Chain is hiring in Lebanon. Earn up to $22.25 an hour when you join our new fulfillment center. Enjoy competitive pay and premium perks, including 100% paid college tuition, 401k match, flexible schedules, a free Walmart Plus membership that includes discounts, and free Paramount Plus, paid time off, and so much more. Fulfilling work starts right here. text JOIN to 240-240. That's JOIN 240-240 to apply now.
Welcome back in Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chris Yow and Mo Patton here with you on this fine Top 5 Tuesday. Top 5 fictional royalty coming your way here in just a few moments, so stick around for that. Chip Walters as well. But first, let's dive into a little college football. We were talking about the SEC Media Days earlier today, Mo, off the air and other capacities. But DraftKings put out their over-under win totals for the year. And so I'm curious your thoughts on said win totals. And we'll start with Georgia at over 11.5. And I'm assuming this is
regular season
totals. It says totals. Now, that's a good question.
Well, I mean, that makes a difference.
It's probably regular season. Let's say it's regular season.
I think it's got to be regular season. Because what you're saying is basically you either think Georgia's going undefeated or you think Georgia's going to lose a game.
Right.
At least one game.
So is Georgia going to lose a game?
I think they are. I'm not real sure who it's to necessarily.
I don't think there's but one option, in my opinion. Their schedule is so terrible.
I'm not that. I mean, is Alabama not on their regular season schedule?
No. Mo, when I tell you their football schedule is it's Martin, Ball State, South Carolina, UAB, Auburn, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, Florida, Ole Miss, and Tennessee. That is their regular season schedule.
That's crazy.
Oh, and Tech. So the reason is because their Oklahoma game had to be rescheduled, or not rescheduled, but canceled.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, under those circumstances, I mean, Tennessee is the only team with a shot at beating them. I think
so too,
and I'm not sure Tennessee does.
Right. So I'd have to take the over. If I was a betting man, I would say I would say you got to take the over.
Right.
Alabama at 10.5. Now,
where do they play LSU?
It would be at home this year, I believe, because
they played in Baton Rouge last year.
They played them in Baton Rouge last year. Yeah, so it's at home. They get Tennessee at home. They get LSU at home, but they have to go to both A&M and Auburn, places that they have struggled to win.
They've also got these Blue Raiders coming in there to open the year, so you better watch out for them.
And Texas right after that, so trap game maybe even. I don't know. I think 10.5 is. I would say under because I don't think they win but 10 games. Now.
Hello?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're going under 2? All right. Tennessee at 9.5.
Again, the schedule.
Yeah, Tennessee's schedule does not line up as well, but at least you get Georgia at home. But you got to go to Florida. You get South Carolina at home.
You get Texas A&M at home.
You get Texas A&M at home. The only real tough road game is Alabama and maybe Florida, but I don't think Florida should be that tough.
I don't either.
I think they can win 10 games. Even if they lose to Alabama and Georgia.
They can still win 10. Right.
So I have to go over. I think LSU is probably an over. I think Ole Miss is. People are going to think I'm crazy, but I think Ole Miss is an under. Don't know about their quarterback situation. Pete Golding is not a great defensive coordinator. I don't think they win. I think they win 7 games.
Well, I think they're going to struggle in the West.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know who they play out of the East.
Well, they play Georgia for one.
There you go.
So that's a loss.
So there's one game they're not going to win. Right.
So that's why I got to go on. I got to go under at 7.5.
Think so.
I think I go over with Arkansas though. Because if no other reason, KJ Jefferson. He's going to win some games.
Is he the best quarterback in that division? By default, as much as anything else?
Yes. And I don't think it's particularly close.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama doesn't
do
know
for
who their
Mississippi State, but that's about it.
Oh, Will Rogers?
Yeah, he's the only other guy that could even be close.
Well, he's the only returning starter, isn't he?
Yeah, him and Jefferson are it. So, I mean, Arkansas is going to beat Western Carolina. They're going to beat Kent State. They're probably going to beat BYU at home. They may not beat LSU on the road. A&M Arkansas in Dallas is a toss-up. I think they beat Ole Miss. They lose to Alabama. Arkansas, Mississippi State's a toss-up. I think they beat Florida. I think they beat Auburn. I think they beat FIU. And I think they beat Missouri. I mean, I think this is a 9-win team.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense. And certainly 8.
Yeah, definitely. A&M, I don't know. I don't think that I would never bet on A&M either way.
Which A&M are you going to get for
right?
One thing?
You don't know what quarterback they got. You don't know anything about them. So,
and they go to Miami in game 2.
Yeah, I'm a wash on that because I just wouldn't bet it. Period. Would not do it. No. And if you want to, that's up to you. South Carolina, I think that's the easiest bet on the board.
So from here, it gets interesting.
South Carolina, to me, is the easiest bet on the board.
Elaborate.
Well, North Carolina, I think, is a toss-up, but I still think they win the game. Then you got Furman. They got Mississippi State, Florida, Missouri, Jacksonville State, Vanderbilt, or Kentucky. That's 7. And those are almost, I mean, North Carolina is your biggest concern, but I beat Vanderbilt and Kentucky.
Speaking of Kentucky.
And may beat Clemson again. Who knows? They get them at home this time.
I'll tell you who they're not going to beat.
Not this time.
I'm thinking that one could be a bloodletting in Neyland.
Yeah, I would not be surprised.
Because the only way they score 60 is they can't score 65. I mean, I just don't think Heupel is going to stop after last year.
I would agree with you completely. Kentucky at 6.5, Ball State, Eastern Kentucky, and Akron. There's your first 3. Then they got to play Vanderbilt at Vandy. Then they get Florida at home. So that could be as many as 5 right there.
Or it could not.
I think it's as few as 3, as many as 5. Then you've got Missouri, go to Mississippi State. Then they have Alabama, South Carolina, and Louisville. I think they beat Louisville. So, I think they're better than Missouri. So I'm going to go with they're going to win 6 games. But I think that Vanderbilt and Florida games would leave me in a no bet situation. If I had to pick, I would say over.
I'm not sold on them beating Louisville, especially at Papa John's. I think they're an under.
Missouri, I think they're an under. And that's just a pure guess. I don't know that they beat Middle. I mean, seriously. And they've got to play Kansas State and Memphis. Those are losses.
Mississippi State.
I mean, I would say Mississippi State's probably an under as well. And well, I don't know. Mississippi State's that's a weird school. That's a weird one. I don't know. I think Auburn's an under. I know that sounds crazy, but first year under Freeze, I'm going to go under. I think Florida's under, and I think Vanderbilt's over.
Vandy's over.
Vandy at 3.5 is absolute pathetic. Whoever put that line up needs to be smacked in the face.
Yeah. I think the way they played late last year kind of has them pointed in the right direction. I think that's an over.
And again, I don't know that it's particularly close. I mean, crap. I think they're going to beat Wake Forest brains in without Hartman.
Without Hartman
last year.
With him.
And so you're talking about UNLV, Alabama A&M, Hawaii, Wake Forest. They might be
4-0.
So what the crap?
They might be 4-0. Just blow that out the water.
Anybody in conference play? Nobody after winning 3 games last year?
Yeah.
Come on. No, thank you. Give me that play. Okay, that may be the easiest play. You're right.
Might be easier than South Carolina, huh?
That may be the easier play. So anyway, that's a short look at the over-unders and our initial thoughts.
Yeah, we may need to come back to this at some point.
Sure, maybe. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get back to it at some point. Right now, though, Chip Walters is standing by, so we're going to go to a break real quick and bring him in and talk a little bit about what's going on in the borough right after this on Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bar and Joint. Back to the Lee Company studio right after this. Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint treats your orthopedic injuries and existing conditions. Our trained physicians will get you back in the game faster. Contact us at 931-381-2663 or www.mtbj.net.
With Lee Company technology, the best handymen are hands-off. Lee Company techs have been using visual findings and other smart technology tools for years to add transparency and virtually take customers along. You see what we see, whether we're in a crawl space or on a roof. With Lee Company, technology helps us help you, no matter what's happening in the world or at your house.
Jones & Lang Sporting Goods here in Columbia has been outfitting teams, officials, and anybody else from T-ball to college for 50 plus years. Be sure and check them out at 931-388-8060 or online at jonesandlang.com. Jones & Lang Sporting Goods, the look of a winner.
Zion Christian Academy, zioneagles.org or 931-388-5731. You can schedule your appointment. Go tour their campus. It is beautiful over there, and you're definitely going to want to see it. Again, it's zioneagles.org. Give them a call, 931-388-5731, and schedule your tour today.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Tennessee. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the TSSAA.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
Attention Tennessee homeowners, we want to buy your house. Hi, we are Real Property Solutions, a local real estate investing group. We pay cash for all types of property, so you walk away with more money in your pocket because we eliminate any fees, closing costs, and commissions. Now the best part, we can buy your house as is, meaning you don't have to do a thing to your property. You get to take what you want, leave what you don't, and don't even worry about cleaning. We close on your timeline, whether that's 7 days or 70 days. Interested in selling? Just give us a call and we'll come out to your property and quote you a cash offer within 24 hours. Please call 615-527-8750. That's 615-527-8750.
Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint has been the official sports medicine provider for Murray County Schools for more than 40 years. We specialize in orthopedic service, and our Ortho Quick Walk-In Clinic lets you bypass the ER. Visit us online at www.mtbj.net.
Welcome back in Main Street Sports Today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bone and Joint. Chris Yow and Mo Patton here with you on this Top 5 Tuesday. Glad to have you guys with us, and glad to have our regular Tuesday guest, Chip Walters, with us as he joins us from the airport with his own iffy whiffy. But it's been the theme of the week, Chip, so welcome to the party. How are you?
Doing quite well today, as a matter of fact, and appreciate it. The timing worked out just before a flight. So
what time is your flight from Destin, Mr. Walters?
4:30. 4:30.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I got here and got here in plenty of time, turned in the rental car, and just make sure I had plenty of time with you guys.
Now, is that 4:30?
Eastern?
It's Central Time.
Central. That's right. Destin's in the Panhandle.
Yep, in the 850.
There you go. Well, welcome back, Mo.
Thanks. Good to be here.
Well, you know, Chip, we may be more up to date on what's been going on in Murfreesboro than you are this week, considering that you've been down on the beach. But what's going on with the Blue Raiders? Obviously, lost 2 of 3 to Dallas Baptist, but you'll take a win over a nationally ranked team.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the 5th top 25 win now by a middle team this year, and to go down and win at Dallas Baptist, that was a big deal. Now with UAB coming in, you're playing a team that's down in the standings a little bit. This is a key. Right now, Middle's in a 3-way tie for 5th, but they have the tiebreaker over both of those. So it's a big weekend with UAB coming in, because you get UAB for 3 and then Charlotte for 3. They were supposed to have had 2 midweek games this week, but the game today at SEMO was canceled last night. Just the weather was just going to be too iffy to ask Middle to come up on a 5-hour bus ride, but to the Cape, but now they are going to play a single game tomorrow at North Alabama, which will be the first time in a while that they've played UNA. But looking forward to that one.
Okay, should be interesting going down to Florence there, and again, coming off of losing 2 or 3 out at DBU, kind of hoping to build some momentum, I guess, before this weekend series.
Yeah, I think that's true. And there were, a good bit of positives to pull out of the Dallas Baptist series, and, scoring 16 runs on Saturday and 10 in a row, 10 unanswered to pull away and win that one. And they had a ton of hits all weekend. Bats were good. The one thing that's been a little bit concerning is that group of freshman pitchers that has played and pitched so well during the season, and Jerry Myers and his staff have done a good job of working with those guys. They've kind of hit a little bit of a wall. So, it's probably not the worst thing in the world to have an extra midweek game canceled today, because, you want to have a full rested group going into the weekend against UAB, and it'll be senior day on Sunday and all of that. So it's they're in a pretty good spot right now, but they could certainly help themselves out if they could win 2 or 3 this weekend by themselves.
Yeah, UAB not very good. Let's call a spade a spade. So getting a sweep here against the Blazers would be a massive deal for Middle. It's obviously with the end of the season coming up, and you want to find your way best you can into the postseason play. Does this feel like a team that, obviously that could make a run in the Conference USA tournament? Of course, Dallas Baptist kind of makes it very difficult.
Yeah, they do, and they're still in first place by a half game. But there was some talk that their loss to Middle on Saturday might be a blow to them hosting a regional. But that's assuming that they go through the rest of the thing. Now, as far as Middle's concerned, they've been able to piece together those freshmen. Jaden Ham has been good. He was very good early. He's kind of tailed off a little bit, but if they can get him going again in the right direction here over the last couple of weeks and get him some personal momentum as well as some team momentum, they hit it enough to where they could cause some problems in the conference tournament, especially if they get the right matchups.
And speaking of conference tournaments, softball will start tomorrow.
Correct. And a couple of folks want to make mention that the all-conference team was announced. Laura Mealer was named to the first team. Shelby Eccles. Yep. Shelby Eccles, Julia Garcia, Amaya Harris, and Gretchen Mead all on the second team. Ansley Blevins on the all-freshman team, and Middle goes in. They have to play a first-round game tomorrow at noon against, of all people, Louisiana Tech, when you're playing on the campus of Louisiana Tech.
That's unfortunate.
But it's a Wednesday morning game, so
exactly. It's noon tomorrow, and Western has a first round game. Then you've got 2 teams that have gotten a single bye, and then you've got 2, Charlotte and North Texas, I think, who got the double byes into the quarterfinals. So Middle would have to win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight to win the thing, and that is if you stayed in the winner's bracket. If you got in the loser's bracket and had to come out of there, you'd have to win more than that.
Never fun once you get in the losers.
No, exactly.
Chip, on the other sports side, what's the latest with tennis and track?
Well, and you also have golf thrown in there. Tennis was down in Starkville for the regional last weekend. Played Tulane on Friday, swept them 4-love, and then came back, lost a 4-2. Very close match with Mississippi State on Saturday, but made it into the second round. Golf still, they'll be heading to South Carolina for the NCAA regional that will take place. They'll get down there this Thursday or Friday, and they're playing in South Carolina, down in Salem, South Carolina, at the Cliffs at Kiowee Falls, and so they're looking that's a big deal for Mark McIntyre to get his team back in there. And also just released from the conference office, Owen Stamper was named the Conference USA Golfer of the Year. And other first-team all-conference players included Michael Bernard, Kevin Jeggers, Marcus Vargin, or Kevin Jeggers was on the third team, Marcus Varnon, freshman of the year, and all freshman Carter Maneth named to the all freshman team. So a lot of honors for the golf team. The track team right now, they're working toward the outdoor. They're kind of getting close to the end of the outdoor season. The conference meet will be coming up. Women's golf, by the way, they're playing in what is I'm not sure if this is the first year for it or not, but there's kind of a women's golf NIT. It's out in Maricopa, Arizona, and they got invited to that. So they are going out. I'm sure they're already there. They're going to play starting on, today is the 9th. I think they play on the 12th, which they'll play this weekend. So that's a big deal for Chris Adams and her program to get another postseason. So your spring sports have been pretty good. You've gotten both golfs and men's tennis into the postseason, and now you've got obviously softball and baseball still trying, and you're certainly going to have postseason for some of your track and field athletes. So it's a busy time right now, and graduation was just held over the weekend, and so you've got a few more grad students out there playing than you did last week.
Are you there?
I'm here. I'm battling to try to stay here. So yeah. So what's next for you as you return to the borough, Chip?
Need to list a few houses, but outside of that, right now as we're on the broadcast side, it slows down a little bit for me. Just got done with the Raiders' Choice Awards, and so we're working through the summer and just kind of keeping an eye on what basketball's doing with they've got one spot left after they signed the 6'11", 300-pound center from Iowa out of the transfer portal. So they're down to one spot remaining, and I think Nick is going to be a little picky with that one. So that he's looking for somebody that, if he can, to try to replace another that's going to be something similar to Eli Lawrence, because Eli did make it known that his landing spot is going to be Texas A&M. So he wants somebody with that similar type skill set.
Tomorrow, Chip, you will be on the round table talking a little spring fling.
That's correct. With Mark Reeves and Matthew Gillespie. Matthew will be in studio and Mark will be by Zoom, but we're going to kind of do a little primer about spring fling because it's 2 weeks away, and
don't we know it?
Yep, y'all know it very well, and we'll be doing our HQ show from Sportscom. That'll be on TSSAAsports.com every day.
And right here.
And that's right. Y'all going to carry it too. That's great. And so that's a great way for folks to keep up, when you're going from venue to venue. And something I'm really excited about is that the baseball championship games are moving back on campus at Middle. It was the high schools did a great job and always do a great job. But I think that centralized atmosphere of when you get there on Friday and you've just got one state championship game after another, and you've got the track meet. You're hearing the noise from the track meet from the Dean Hayes track over there and the state championship track meet going on. It really makes for a terrific atmosphere for this terrific event.
Chip, we'd be remiss if we did not touch on the Lady Raiders' presence out at the
USA Team USA thing.
Yeah, the 3-on-3, and I think they played 3 games and went 1-2 in that event. But I think just to be in that group of 16 schools that were asked to participate at 6,000 plus feet above sea level. But that was there for everybody. I don't think anybody was used to that except for the host school, Colorado College. But, those 4 young ladies who went, that's going to pay dividends for Coach Insel for sure with that type of competition. And those ladies can come back, talk to their teammates about what that experience was like and just, fan that flame to, do even more stuff next season.
Chip, as always, we appreciate your time and looking forward to
see what's behind me back
you
there.
In the
See
next,
anything?
No, not much. Mostly just
okay
glare. But we are looking forward to seeing you at Spring Fling. It will be a lot of fun, and folks will be hearing your voice on these here waves a lot during those 3 days. So we appreciate you for that as well.
Well,
and
my condolences to them. So
we look forward to that and just talking with you next week, man.
All right. See you, boys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chip.
It's Chip Walters on the Real Property Solutions hotline again. Give them a call, 615-527-8750. That's 615-527-8750 is the number to call. They'll buy your house as is, and you can close on your timeline, 7 days or 70, whatever is best for you. They'll make sure it gets done. So make sure to give Real Property Solutions a call. It's time for Top 5 Tuesday. I really hate that we can't break this news right now, but Bolo, your email, Mo. Have you seen your email? You may check it. Bolo around 4:00 today, mainstreetmurray.com and mainstreetpreps.com. Just be looking at Main Street Murray on Twitter at @MoPatton_sports. There will be some news that you'll want to see. Until then, it is Top 5 Tuesday, brought to you by our friends at Mid-South 5 Fitness. Dallas still in the fine folks at Mid-South 5 Fitness. It's stillathletes.com, STEEL, athletes.com, and at Still Athletes on Twitter. Today, with the royal coronation over the weekend. By the way, did y'all watch any of that? I didn't.
None.
I did not.
Didn't even realize it was happening until I got on Twitter, and I was like, oh, that's a thing? Okay. And it's, it's kind of weird because, like, I'm usually into stuff like that because it's history. Like, it's something that you're probably not going to see much in your lifetime. Although with Charles's age, we may see it again here shortly. I don't know. But then again, we thought that with the Queen too. We thought, any day now until it was like years later. So I don't know. Maybe that's nothing. Maybe it's not going to be that soon. Anyway, typically I would watch something like that because it is kind of history, but I did not. But with that, I thought, here we go. Fictional royal characters. So whether it's a book or TV or movies or whatever, just a fictional royalty. And Justin, do you have any results from a poll by chance?
Let me check. Stand by.
Otherwise, we'll just go in the order that I have us written down.
So it looks like... so we've had 19 votes, actually. 68% the boy, 11% Chris, 21% Mo.
Wow. Okay. So that makes that makes me first. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I will pick first in the draft. And here we go. I am going to go with Princess Buttercup.
Princess Buttercup?
Yep, from Princess Diaries.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay. All right. I'm going Prince Hakeem from Coming to America.
Nice. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go Simba from Lion King, the royal family of the Pride.
There you go.
Okay. Number 2, I'm going with Princess Tiana from my favorite Disney movie. That would be The Princess and the Frog.
I'm sorry, Chris, I lost you. Who did
I said
you go
Princess
with?
Tiana from
Okay.
Princess and the Frog. It's my favorite Disney movie.
Okay. Okay. In the Coming to America genre and go with King Jaffe Joffer.
Thought he might be coming. Justin?
I'm going to go with Princess Leia from Star Wars.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's a
Mhm.
great one. With number 3, I'm going to go with King Arthur.
Okay. As Rand Carthon would say, I'm going to continue to work my board, and I'm going to go with King Ralph, the John Goodman character from the movie King Ralph.
Yeah, that's a great one. John Goodman is fantastic in most anything. So, Justin?
I'm going to go with the Dragon Queen on Game of Thrones.
Ooh.
Yeah, Targaryen. How does that say name?
Daenerys Targaryen.
Targaryen, that's what it is. I couldn't remember for some reason.
Man, she was.
Yeah.
It's about the only reason I watched that show for a while. Number 4, King Triton from The Little Mermaid.
Okay.
Although he was kind of a douche, so I don't know. But anyway,
Had a lot of power though.
he did. He had a lot of power. So
I'm going with Babar, King of the Elephants.
Oh my gosh, man, that's a good one.
Thank you.
That's a really good one.
That's solid.
Wow. Now I'm mad because I didn't even think about that. Justin, number 4.
I'm gonna go with number 4, Princess Fiona from Shrek.
That's a great one.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great one. All right, number 5. You're gonna love this one, Mo. This one may be your favorite, and boy, what a value at number 5.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna love this. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Jerry the King Lawler.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's a good one. All right. So at number 5, I don't know if Hank Hill qualifies as King of the Hill.
You know what? I think you got to go with it. That's a great pick. That is a very and much like the Jerry the King Lawler, that's an out of the box thought, but I love that.
Okay.
Almost makes me want to go pick Kevin James from King of
King of Queens.
King of Queens.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, that's fantastic. That's a good out of the box thought there. Justin, number 5.
Oh, mine's a little out there, but the Prince Zuko from Last Airbender. Avatar.
Airbender. Okay, yeah, you'll have to spell that one on your own, buddy. You're gonna
too millennial, I know.
Yeah, not a huge. Avatar came out like in the middle of the Blu-ray craze, and I never watched it. I've never seen Star Wars for that matter. So like, I'm not exactly some kind of film buff, but I just, I never watched Avatar, and it was one of the highest grossing movies of all time, wasn't it? If not the highest.
Are you talking about, so the Avatar, The Last Airbender is different from the Avatar, The Blue People?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Last Airbender is the cartoon guy.
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. So I know what you're talking about now.
Okay.
Oh,
so
even
honorable mention to King Kong.
Ooh, nice.
And also to at the risk of invoking Will Smith yet again, Fresh Prince.
Ooh, that's a good one too. I've got Jack Skellington, Mufasa, and Mia Thermopolis from Princess Bride, played by Anne Hathaway. Old school there. But
Big time.
Those are my 3
solid
honorable mentions. You have any honorable mentions, Justin?
No, I was gonna actually do King Kong or Bowser, but
Bowser is a good one too. Wow. Well, folks, that's it for today. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us here on Main Street Sports today, presented by Mid-Tennessee Bar and Joint. We'll be back to the Lee Company studio tomorrow at 2 o'clock with Mo Patton and Wade Neely. So come see them.